Hey, what it do, sports world, and welcome to the Real Untouchable podcast with me, Ray Diggs. I got a great segment for you all, and I want to talk about Darvin Ham. Did the LA Lakers get it right firing Darvin Ham and their entire coaching staff, including long-term assistant Phil Handy? Hey, before I get started, make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button, and make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment, and also the last segment, and also the last segment before that. Okay, but let's talk about this thing, man. And also it is Teacher Appreciation Week, so make sure you all teachers, nurses, first responders, and also Correction Officer Week. So make sure y'all go out there and show support to them because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Those are all hard jobs dealing with today's society. It's a very difficult job for all of those amazing people that do those jobs. So make sure y'all go out there, cash app them, do something for them. They should have free stuff all week. To be real with you, that's just why I feel. But let's go ahead and jump into this thing, man, and why I think that this firing right here might be one of the worst that in LeBron James' career. Now let's talk about LeBron, man, and all the coaches he's had. LeBron came into the league. His head coach was Paul Silas. Okay, Paul Silas was fired. If people don't know that, yes, Paul Silas was fired. Okay, Mike Brown was fired. David Blank was fired. Luke Walton was fired. Frank Vogel was fired. And Darvin Ham was fired. The only two that survived was Tyronn Lue and Eric Spoelstra. And I'm hearing reports that he even wanted to get Eric Spoelstra fired. Now I don't know how true that is, and everybody know that I'm a LeBron. I am a LeBron James fan, but I want to speak the real. I just don't understand this last firing. Now, this last firing didn't have a lot to do. Yes, LeBron was the reason why, but I also feel like Anthony Davis have to take some accountability for this firing as well. Because, like I said, you have a young black coach in the NBA, and you don't want to listen to him. You think LeBron is taking the clipboards away from him. Pretty much, was the Darvin Ham the perfect coach? No, he wasn't. Was he the worst coach? No, he wasn't. So he was basically in between. How many coaches in the NBA that you can honestly say that are just on that level? Because I mean, everybody put Tyronn Lue up there, but Tyronn Lue really hadn't won nothing since he won the championship with LeBron and Kyrie in Cleveland. They pretty much getting put out the first or second round every single year. Who else? Eric Spoelstra? Yeah, Eric Spoelstra is a good coach. I got to give it to him. And the reason why I'm giving Eric Spoelstra that props is because he takes a team that's full of average players, and then he'll take them to the Eastern Conference Finals, NBA Finals. Yes, he's a hell of a coach. Who else? Who else are you gonna have? Frank Vogel, not a bad coach. The Suns just lazy. The Suns just crazy. Trading a point guard when you need a point guard. So Frank Vogel wasn't a bad coach. Mike Brown, he was with the Kings right now. The Kings, they didn't do what they supposed to have done, but the Kings wasn't really a bad team. Like, so when you look at these coaches that LeBron has gotten fired, when I go back and I look, Darvin Ham was fired after getting to the Western Conference Finals last year. Okay. And, I just don't understand. I'm not understanding why these coaches, and Darvin Ham was only there for 2 years. Let's go back to Paul Silas. Paul Silas was the LeBron coach from 2003 to 2005. Okay. This right here was LeBron rookie year. But, they got a playoff spot. I think but the Cavs fell one win shy of the Eastern Conference playoff spot with a 35-47 record. After that season, after the 05 season, guess what? Paul Silas, well, actually, they came back the next season. Paul Silas was leaving his duties after 64 games into his second season. Okay? The Cavs dropped 9 of their last 12 games and fell to 30-34. So basically, they just fired him after that. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get an opportunity. And I feel like LeBron have a chance to step up and actually, vouch for these coaches, but they ended up firing Paul Silas. So they hired Brandon Malone. Brandon Malone was just an interim coach. I didn't count him in there. I didn't say that he got fired, but he pretty much was relieved. And that's when Mike Brown came. Let's talk about Mike Brown for a little bit. Let me get my notes out, y'all. Because Mike Brown, his firing was seriously was not warranted. When you look at his stats, in year one, Mike Brown helped the Cavs. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, in year one, Mike Brown helped the Cavs to a 50-32 record. the franchise first playoff berth since 1998 in the East 4 seed. They was eliminated Washington in 6 games before losing a decisive game 7 to the Detroit Pistons in the East Conference Final. Okay, in Brown's second season at the helm, James, they made a run to the NBA Finals, winning 50 games. Okay, the Cavs took a step back in year 3, winning 45 games and losing in the East semifinal before Brown led the team to back-to-back 60-win seasons in 08 and 09, 66 in 08, 61 in 09. James was named MVP in each of those seasons. Ahead of James' free agency, which y'all know, his very criticized free agency in 2010, the Cavs parted ways with Brown in an attempt to basically retain LeBron. So the Cavs feel like that they had to get rid of Mike Brown after a 60-win season in an attempt to keep LeBron. How can you win 60 games and then you think that, oh, it's somebody else out there that's better? You fire this man after winning 60 games, but you say, oh, we're going to see, can we keep LeBron by firing him? So that's the second coach. Then he went to Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra, LeBron, they won back-to-back championship. They ended up losing the first championship, the second championship. And a lot of people are saying that LeBron wanted Eric Spoelstra fired. Now, I don't know how true that is. Pat Riley. Now, I did hear somebody say that Eric Spoelstra pretty much confirmed this, that LeBron wanted Eric Spoelstra fired. But good thing that they didn't fire him, because look how Eric Spoelstra pretty much turned out. One of the best coaches in the league right now. Okay, if not the best. But he's definitely up there towards the top. But they made it to 4 consecutive NBA Finals appearance. They almost had a 3-peat, but they ended up falling short. Then LeBron ended up leaving. Then he went back to Cleveland. David Blant. Okay, David Blant, in his first year, David Blant led the Cavs to a 53-29 season. Okay. And then they came within 2 wins of, that's right there was the 2015 NBA Finals. If y'all remember, this right here when Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love got hurt. But this right here was the upstart Warriors right here. Blant was relieved of his duties midway through the 2015-16 season. The Cavaliers had the East's best record at 30-11. Make that make sense to me. This man got them within 2 wins because they lost against the Cavs. They lost against the Warriors 4-2 in the finals before. Came back, they was 30-11. Who did that sound like to y'all? Who did that sound like? Oh, Adrian Griffin this year. Yeah, 30-11 and ended up losing his job. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. That made no sense. But they ended up firing him. David Griffin, who was the Cavs GM at the time, credit the decision of a lack of fit with our personnel and our vision. That's what he said. That's what David Griffin said. Okay. Lack of fit with our personnel and our vision. Now, y'all 30 and y'all went to the NBA Finals the year before, came back, and y'all got, and honestly, I think that the Cavs win the championship that year anyway. Then Tyronn Lue came in. Okay. Tyronn Lue came in. They ran through at least the 6, taking over midway through the season. And then they pretty much went to, they was the top seed in the East 10 games before being pushed 7 games by Toronto in the East Final. In 2016 NBA Finals, Lue and the Cavs made history by becoming the first team to overcome a 3-1 deficit, okay, in the NBA championship, defeating the 73 win Warriors. Okay. And that's right there really the only thing that Tyronn Lue has really ever done in his coaching career, really was win that series there. And that NBA championship right there pretty much is still, being talked about. Of course, it's going to be talked about because they came back 3-1 down, but that's how his career continued. Him and Doc Rivers pretty much can win 1 title, and their career, they're going to get jobs regardless because of that 1 title. And was that an impressive title? It was. What, his adjustments in that NBA Finals, it was a hell of an adjustment. Okay. And also, it don't hurt that you got 2 of the best players in the league, of Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, that pretty much took over that series. But it was a lot of things that Tyronn Lue did that I will say it was a hell of it was really good. Lue and James' partnership resulted in 2 more trips to the NBA Final, including a run at the 2018 in the East. Number 4 was which the Cavs needed 7 games in the opening round of the East Finals. And then LeBron ended up leaving. So that really was one of the only coaches that didn't get fired besides Eric Spoelstra. Okay, Tyronn Lue did not get fired, but when LeBron left as a free agent, that pretty much ended his time in Cleveland. So when he got to the Lakers in 2018, okay, you pretty much, who was your coach? Luke Walton. I already knew Luke Walton was over with. Luke Walton, hey, the Lakers pretty much went 37-45 that year, and they pretty much fired Luke Walton, where they said they mutually agreed to part ways 3 days later after the season. So they pretty much fired him. I don't know why they be saying mutually agreed, but yeah, you fired him. Okay, after the 2018-19 season. Then you got Frank Vogel come in. Frank Vogel come in, and he was a veteran. He came from the, experience from his time with the Pacers, and they pretty much got a splash that summer. They got Anthony Davis, and then these dudes right here went in the class of the Western Conference with a 49-14 record before COVID. Okay, and then the league shut down. The peak, boom, 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 boom. They got to the NBA Finals. Y'all pretty much already know what happened. They won that bubble championship. And then they pretty much, that pretty much set them up. That set them up right there. But those 2 months off, 3 months off, that pretty much what got the Lakers that championship. And don't get me wrong, I think Frank Vogel had a hell of a game plan. They was playing hard defense. I think that he knew how to match up. And if you all look at the Lakers team, look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, the exact same thing with the big men. Okay, you got to have a big man to do what? Slow down Nikola Jokic. And that's what they had with Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis. They had bodies to throw at him. And that was through the 2020-2021 season. All right, they advanced to the playoff the next season before losing to the Suns in the opening round. Frank Vogel's final season in LA was another injury impacted year for the Lakers, hobbled to a 33-49 record and missed the playoff altogether. Of the decision, the Lakers, Rob Pelinka, we felt as an organization at the highest level, it was time for a new voice. So basically, now y'all need a new voice again. Okay, LeBron got here 2019. This right here was 2021. Well, 2018. This right here was 2021. So basically, 3 seasons. Okay, 3-4 seasons. You all have already went through 2 coaches. Okay, like how many voices do you need? Like, let's just be real. How many voices do you need? Is it really the voice? Or do the Lakers just have a bunch of lazy ass players? Excuse my language, but they have a bunch of lazy ass players. I sat here and I watched the Lakers so many games this year. Some games they come out there, they wanted to play. Some games they had like they didn't even care about being in the NBA. Some games Anthony Davis come out there and you be like, dude, that dude right there can be just like Giannis Antetokounmpo. That dude there can be an MVP. That dude there can be a defensive player of the year. Some games he come out there and you be like, damn, this dude right here look like one of the worst players in the league. He come out there, he might have 8 points, he might have 4 rebounds, he don't have no energy. So what is it? Is it really the voice or is it the player? Okay, then you hire Darvin Ham. Okay, nearly 2 months after that they have part ways with Vogel, the LA Lakers announced that they will hire Ham as the 24th head coach in history. Okay, now this right here is the 3rd coach of LeBron James' LA Lakers tenure. Okay, 3 coaches already in this right here is like in 3-4 years. Okay, so Ham, he was on Mike Budenholzer staff. That's why it's hard for me to understand. That's right. That's hard for me to see the Lakers getting Mike Budenholzer to come in and replace Darvin Ham. I just don't think Mike Budenholzer got time for all the shenanigans, all the BS that goes on in LA. Dealing with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Rob Pelinka. You got the other the Jenny Buzz. You got the other, the husband and his wife. Like, you got so much going on in LA. If you take that job, that's like one of the worst jobs right now. Let's just be honest. But let's talk about this. Like they pretty much identify Darvin Ham as a no nonsense, a hardworking approach. That's what Darvin Ham came in at. And a lot of people that knew Darvin Ham, that's was his playing style. Hard work. He wasn't the best player in the league, but he was a really good player. But that's what when they hired him, that's what they said. No nonsense, basically hard-working approach, which, they feel that it brought toughness to the LA Lakers team in his first season. Darvin Ham and the Lakers stumbled off to a 2-10 start before turning things around, and they went 43-39, and they was the number 7 in the West. After defeating the Timberwolves in the play-in, LA made a hell of a run to the Western Conference Finals before getting swept by the eventual champions, which ain't nothing. You ain't got to be, you ain't got to be embarrassed. You got swept by the eventual champions, which went on and won the NBA championship, which was the Denver Nuggets. Okay. And after that series, Darvin Ham job security was already came into question after reports of him losing the locker room due to a experimentation with the lineup and rotation. That's right there when I knew that Darvin Ham was out of there. That's right there when I knew that Darvin Ham's job was done. Now you telling me after his first season, they did this. After his first year here, he already got job security problems. And you think somebody want to take this job in LA? So after my first year, we went 43-29. And then you telling me that you think I've lost the locker room. You telling me that my job is already in jeopardy after one season. And that was the 2022-2023 season. And then in the 2023 and 2024 season was pretty much this past season, which the Lakers started off slow. They got going. Then they started off slow again. They played one game. They might come out there and they might beat the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks, and then they'll come and then they'll lose to one of the worst teams in the league. Okay, they'll lose to the Houston Rockets. When the Lakers could have wrapped up that number 5, number 6 position, it's like they didn't care. And honestly, I honestly feel like Darvin Ham didn't have a fair shake. I think that he didn't run nothing when it came to the Lakers. I think that LeBron, I think that Rob Pelinka, I think that Anthony Davis, and I think that Jenny Buss are running the LA Lakers. I don't think any coach that comes in, that's why I think that the Lakers are trying to, do what they did at the beginning, because Darvin Ham pretty much couldn't even pick his own staff. The Lakers picked his staff. That's the reason why Tyronn Lue didn't want the job, because you can't pick your own staff. But this time they're going to let somebody pick their own staff now, because they see that the other things that they did not work. So when you look back at Darvin Ham and the LA Lakers, when you look back at Darvin Ham and his LA Lakers team, I just think that he didn't get a fair shake at this thing. Because I feel like if you give him a fair shake, if you give him a fair opportunity, then I think Darvin Ham he made some, sometime. And I did not like when LeBron pretty much, shamed the coach. You taking the board from him, the play calling board from him. Why would you do that, LeBron? I'm just saying, why would you do that when you know that his cameras all around? They're gonna say, hey, the Lakers don't have Darvin Ham don't have no, he don't have really no say so in the LA Lakers huddle. LeBron, look at LeBron. LeBron is the coach. Like, why would you even do that? And I think that honestly, this right here might be the worst one. Out of all of the firings that I just talked about, this right here might be the one that put a stain on his career. And I'm gonna tell y'all, because it's just not normal for one player from 2018 to 2024 to be almost about to be on their 4th coach. This is about to be his 4th coach in LA. Think about that now, y'all. Just think about that. Your 4th coach in 6 years. Something is wrong there. And like I said, LeBron, I honestly think, like, if it's me and I got all of these bosses, I've been had all these bosses, or like, I've been had all these bosses, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's me. Maybe I need to take a look in the mirror, and maybe I need to change something. But I don't think LeBron, his greatness, he's so great to where I don't think I feel like he look at it like he doesn't do anything wrong. But in the end, LeBron, this is a stain on your career. This right here might be the worst stain on your career. And that's why I agree with what Kendrick Perkins said. I think LeBron just needs to retire. I think that he just needs to just, you know what? Hey, this is my last season. I get the chance to see my son play, and then I'm retiring, because how many more coaches are you going to get fired? This is just not a good look for him, y'all. It's just not. This Darvin Ham fire, they should have, if I'm LeBron, I go to the front office and I try to keep Darvin Ham at least one more year. That's just my opinion. But you know what though, man? I'm gonna be honest. I think Darvin Ham might be happy because he's tired of dealing with the shenanigans that goes on with LA. Like I said, you got to answer to two people that don't know nothing about an ex head coach and his wife. You got to deal with Jenny Buss. You got to deal with Rob Pelinka, and then you got to deal with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And to be honest, I don't think Anthony Davis should have no say so about nothing. Like I just don't think Anthony Davis had done enough in the league to have a say so. Like let's be real. You got one NBA championship, which was a bubble title. I ain't taking nothing away from, but it was a bubble title. And what else? How many defensive players a year? How many MVPs? What else? What else do you have? Besides a bunch of injury games, besides a lot of missed games. That's it. I'm trying to figure out how do Anthony Davis get so much say so in the Lakers organization. LeBron, I get it. He's earned the right, but I'm gonna be honest. I would start phasing, and I think that's what the Lakers need to start doing. Start phasing LeBron and his team out. Like, listen, we love you, we want you here, but listen, we can't keep letting you make these decisions because at the end of the day, the Lakers might be one of the worst jobs to have right now. Y'all think that Mike Budenholzer want that job? I just don't know if he want that job. What about Tyronn Lue? I don't know if Tyronn Lue want that job. Think about it. I got Steve Ballmer with his billions of dollars right here by my side, supporting me, and he ain't in my business. Like I have to answer to him. That's it. I don't have to answer to Jenny Buss, Rob Pelinka, the other two people. I ain't got to answer to all these people. So why not? I'm staying right here where I'm at. What's his name is? Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd, just what Dallas did. Dallas came and they signed him to another monstrous contract, a multi-year contract. That's what they supposed to have done. Like, what other great coaches out there? Like, let's be real. What other coaches really would take this job and y'all would be like, okay, that's not LeBron. That's not LeBron friend. He can hold him accountable. I don't know if Mike Budenholzer can hold him accountable. Like, be real. So, what other coach do you all feel that will take this LA Lakers job? But y'all let me know what y'all think about this segment. Let me know what y'all think about the LA Lakers and LeBron James situation. Why I think that this right here is a stain on his career. And honestly, this right here might be one of the biggest stains on his career. When you put the decision, the meltdown in the NBA Finals, I think getting a third coach fired in only 6 years, you got to put that right there. You got to put that right there on his resume. Like, you cannot play for this many coaches, and it's always the coach's fault. LeBron, take accountability. It's okay. We know that you want to win another NBA championship, but I just think that you have to give these coaches a chance to do what they're being paid to do, which is coach. That's all I'm saying. But hey, man, thank y'all again for listening to another great segment of the Real Untouchable Podcast. The next podcast, I will be talking about Terrence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Will this fight happen? And what I think could happen if these two amazing fighters step into the ring. Make sure y'all tune in. And also Big Arthur, and Demetrius Bivol. I gotta say this right here. Demetrius Bivol and Big Arthur, their undisputed light heavyweight championship fight has been postponed because Big Arthur went down with an injury. So it will be rescheduled for later on this year. So make sure you all tune in for that one. I will not be doing that podcast. I was gonna actually break down Tales of the Tape, but I will push that one out for a couple months. So that's right there when I will be doing that one. And also I will be talking about the NBA games on Thursday. I will be talking about the NBA games, everything that's going on in the NFL. Why I think Caleb Williams is about to go ahead and take the league by storm. Make sure y'all tune in for that one out there as well. But the next episode I will be talking about is Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez, Canelo Alvarez, and Terrence Bud Crawford, and why I think that these right here are the only two fights that we want to see from Canelo Alvarez. So make sure y'all tune in. And like I said before, make sure y'all go out there and support the first responders, the nurses, the teachers, and also the correction officers, because like I said, we need them. Make sure y'all tune in. Peace.